Okay, this is the final lesson in this chapter. Section 6, we're going to solve for a specific variable. So first of all, before you actually begin this video, I want you to go and read through the key concept. These are things that you have done before, just like last time. Read through the key concept, and then I want you to answer the 3 questions that I have at the beginning. If you haven't done that, then pause this video, go back to the beginning, where this bundle is, and look at the key concept and answer those 3 questions and then come back. So what we're doing here, the first thing we have to do is we have to identify what variable it is we're trying to solve for, and then look at all the operations that are being performed to that variable. Here we're looking at the formula for the circumference of a circle, and notice that 2 is being multiplied by pi times r. So we're trying to solve for r. So right now we're multiplying by 2 pi, so that means we have to divide both sides by 2 pi. 2 pi then cancels out, leaving r all by itself. So we can rewrite this as r is equal to circumference divided by 2 pi. Example 1. Solve f is equal to g minus 1 for g. So what they're wanting, instead of saying f is equal, they want us to say g is equal. So this is the variable that we're going to try to solve for. What operation is being performed with it? As you see, subtraction. So the inverse operation is add. We add 1 to both sides. So g is equal to f plus 1. So you need to pause the video, and it's time for you to take a turn and to solve for a. So what operation is being performed with the variable a? Well, it's multiplication. The inverse is division. So we have to divide whatever's with the a to get rid of it. Divide both sides by 3, so a is equal to b over 3. Very good. Okay, let's see. We're supposed to solve 3b over 5 equals to 9z. We're to solve it for b. So let's look and see what's happening with the b. We've got a multiplication here and a division. So let's start by getting rid of the 5. Since we're dividing by 5, if we multiply both sides by 5, that gets rid of that denominator. And then we've got multiplication going on with the b, so if we divide both sides by 3, we have b is equal to 15z. So now it's your turn. We're going to locate the term with the variable x since we're solving for x. Well, it looks like mx. So let's perform all the inverse operations for y equals mx plus b, solving for x. So I'm going to pause for a moment, let you solve that, and we'll come back and check your answer. So we're trying to solve for x, so let's begin by subtracting b from both sides, then simplify. And here we've got multiplication going on, so we need to divide both sides by m. So x is equal to y minus b over m. Very good. Now, if it helps for a little bit, why don't you make a checklist of the steps that you need to isolate the variables first, identifying the variable. Then you can list in the reverse of the order of operations. Then as you go and solve the problem, you can review your checklist. So we're solving for x, so we're going to locate the term with the variable x. So that would be 5x. So what steps are we going to need? Well, we see we're multiplying, so we know we're going to have to divide, right? Okay, so then all we have to do is know that we're going to have to divide both sides by 5. Over here, if we're going to solve for a, let's locate the term with the variable a. Alrighty. Checklist. We are subtracting 10 from it, so we know we're going to have to add 10 to it. So knowing that, I want you to take a moment and solve those and then come back and check your answer. So did your answer end up looking like this? When you divide both sides by 5, here we added 10 to both sides, so a is equal to b plus 10. Very good. Step-by-step practice. So we're given the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle. We've worked with that a lot. P is equal to 2L, so 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. We're to solve the formula for L. So let's find the term that has the variable L. Well, that would be a 2L. So what operations are we going to have to reverse? Well, we're going to have to reverse the plus 2W, and we're going to have to reverse the multiplication. So take just a few minutes to do that and then come back and check your answers. We identified 2L. So we subtract 2w from both sides, so p minus 2w, and then we divide both sides by 2 and simplify. So 1/2 p minus w. Notice you can write both of these over 2. This one over 2 and this one over 2. And that's what happened here. And then they divided the numerator and the denominator by 2. That's why we have 1/2 p minus w is equal to L. Let's do a little more practice here. We're to solve, this is the formula for interest. Principal times rate times time, and they want us to solve for R. What operation are we performing here? Good job, we're multiplying each one of those terms. So that means we need to divide both sides by whatever is with the R. So divide both sides by PT. Over here we're going to solve for X. So what operations are we going to have to perform to reverse this? Well, we're going to have to subtract 13, aren't we? And divide by A. Very good. Give that a try and then come back and check your answers. So we're isolating the R, so we divide both sides by PT, so R is equal to I over PT. Over here we subtract 13, so C minus 13, and then we divide both sides by A. So X is equal to C minus 13 over A. Now we're going to do a little problem solving practice, and just as before, you need to identify what your key words are, and we're solving for S. So let's look at our little checklist. Well, it looks like we're adding and dividing, so that means we're going to multiply and subtract. Okay, so finish filling this out step by step, then come back and check your answers. So we could begin by multiplying both sides by 3. We want to get rid of our fractions first of all, and then we're going to go ahead and simplify those. Both of them together are 288, so then we subtract 288 from both sides. So S is equal to 3A minus 288. We use the inverse operations. Here is our answer, and we can check by using logical reasoning. Okay, you are ready to begin your skills, concepts, and problem solving.